to Tea Time. I'm so glad you could join me tonight. It is the last Monday of 2020. It is December 28th. I am so glad you're joining me tonight. I'm going to talk about my weekend and holiday real quick, and then we're going to get into it with my special guest. So basically, Thursday night was Christmas Eve, and I spent it at my brother's house in Massapequa. And, you know, it's not a big Italian holiday this year because of COVID, but it was nice. There were 9 of us. And, you know, us Italians, boy, we're passionate people. We know how to eat, you know, and there was a ton of food there and everything was delicious. And I thank my brother for hosting such a beautiful night. Friday, Christmas Day, I was at my parents' house in Queens, and it was just 6 of us, and it was nice and intimate, very quiet compared to the night before. Saturday night, I didn't do much. It was just like chilling out, putting stuff away. Us Italians, we're passionate people. You know how I actually watched the movie Tootsie. Remember the movie Tootsie with Dustin Hoffman, which was hysterical, laughed my ass off. Sunday was laundry day, again, more chilling, and Casablanca was actually on, and I caught a little bit of that. So listen, that's my weekend. I hope everyone had a very Merry Christmas with their families, and now I'm very excited to introduce, he's an actor, he's actually a comedian as well. Joseph D'Onofrio is in the house. Hello, Joe.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Thank you for having me on the show.
Listen, I'm so glad you could join me and be my last guest of 2020 with this crazy year that we've had. And I want to thank everyone for watching and tuning in. Please like the show. Please share it. Joe, listen, you're a nice Italian boy from Brooklyn, New York.
That's me.
Where did you grow up exactly in Brooklyn?
Bensonhurst, Brooklyn.
Okay, I dated a guy from Canarsie.
Oh, lucky you.
Yeah. I love Brooklyn. My cousins are there, and I have family in Brooklyn. So basically, you grew up in Brooklyn, and I want everyone to get to know you a little bit more personally. So can you tell me where you went to high school?
Lafayette.
Lafayette High School. Cool. And I want to know when you were in school, because listen, you've had an amazing career. You're a working actor. You're everything I want to be, a working actor. I want to be employed and working and working and working. And you've been doing this for so long, and you've had an amazing career, and you have a lot more to do because you're so friggin' young. But you do everything. You do drama, you do comedy, you're very versatile. And I want to know, when you were in school, were you a tough kid or were you a comedian?
Oh no, I was just a regular guy. I was,
Yeah.
I was just a regular guy that went to school. I was a break dancer. It was just regular.
Back in the day.
Yeah, back in the day. Yeah.
Did you have capezios like me?
No, I wore like Lee jeans and Adidas. I was more of a hip hop guy. Break dancing and stuff like that. Yeah.
Cool. That's very cool. So when did you get the acting bug? When did you know, hey, this is something I really want to pursue?
I don't know, like 12, 13 years ago, to be honest with you.
Yeah?
Yeah. I didn't really get the bug till like later on in my career.
Wow. That amazes me because, you started years ago. I mean, you started, I think, when was your first gig? Your first professional gig was like, when?
1984.
1984. And what was it?
I did a commercial. It was for Pringles.
A commercial for Pringles. A lot of people start out with commercials.
Yeah, commercials. I did like 4 or 5 commercials. I was one of those cute little kids. I had my hair like down to here, and I was, it was fun. And I was a break dancer, so I did a lot of break dancing on commercials, and it was a great thing. I didn't realize what I was getting myself into back then, because basically I was just doing it because I was doing it.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't a break dancer back in the day, but you could call me a guidette. I was a guidette that actually went, I was a disco girl. I would go out dancing every weekend, and there was a place in Brooklyn. The name escapes me at the moment, but I will think about it. And Pastels.
Yeah, sure.
I was at Pastels. Yes. Ripping up the floor at Pastels.
Yeah.
It was a great club.
Oh, I love pastels. I'm surprised I didn't see you in there.
Wait, maybe you did. I don't know. I looked a little different back in the day. I had a perm.
Oh, really? I probably seen you in pastels. I was always in the back drinking cappuccino.
I'll send you a picture of me and my sister with our perms, and you'll say, "Yeah, I think I might have seen you there." So you did commercials,
Yeah,
and then you got into movies, right? Did you get into movies first or television?
movies.
And your first movie was
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
that was back in when, like 19, I don't
I
know
think it
what
was
year
1990.
was it?
1990, yeah.
1990, you're right. And
Yep.
then all of a sudden, you're playing Tommy in Goodfellas.
That
How
was
did
the
that
second
happen?
one.
Tell me how that
Yeah.
happened.
Well, what happened was basically I went up and I auditioned, and they took a picture of me for Goodfellas, and I got the part because I think I looked so much like Joe Pesci.
Yeah, yeah. And it's crazy because when I think of it, you actually were in four movies with De Niro. You were
Yeah,
in Goodfellas, you were in Night in the City, A Bronx Tale, and Analyze That. I mean, what was that like? I mean, not
amazing.
once, not twice, not three times, but four times with De Niro.
The guy's amazing. He taught me so much. I'm grateful to him forever, and also Chaz Palminteri.
Yeah, Chaz is great. And as a matter of fact, A Bronx Tale, a good friend of ours, Peter Gordio, was also in that movie with you.
Yep, he was. Love Peter.
I think he had the first opening line when the girls pull up in the car, right? I think he
Yep,
had the first line in the movie.
him and Willie DeMayo.
Yes. And you from there you did in 91 you did Jungle Fever,
Yep.
and that must have been an amazing experience with everybody in that cast.
Oh yeah, I remember working with Anthony Quinn on that one. Man, it was great. John Turturro, Nick Turturro, Wesley Snipes,
Yeah.
Annabella Sciorcia. Oh, it was great. But like I said, the funny part is I never wanted to be an actor, and I just fell into acting. Like I didn't realize all these icons and people I was working with. I just basically I was playing myself in all these movies, and they were basically hiring Joseph D'Onofrio, the kid from Brooklyn.
Right, right. Well, I mean, acting, the golden rule they say to acting is you be yourself. You be authentic to yourself. And I think that's what makes you stand out is that you're so authentic and you are yourself. And I think everything you do, you bring that to the screen, whether it be small or big. And I
Oh,
think
thank you.
people can relate. People, I think you're very relatable. So,
Thank
everyone knows a Joe, and everybody knows, different characters that you play. They're very relatable. As a matter of fact, you were also in we mentioned Bronx Tale. You played Slick. I don't know if you want to throw up that. I know you had a graphic real quick before. I don't know if you wanted to
I don't
throw
know if I have any.
that up.
I don't know. But
And then you were in Spider-Man, which I just saw last night, and I'm watching it. And you played a cop, and you
yeah.
were in Men in Black 3, and
Yep.
then getting a 2016, you were in back in the day, which was
Yep.
directed by Paul Borghese,
Oh yeah.
who I actually want to thank you now. I can thank you in person for for helping me out and getting Paul on the show. He was great. And then you in duped also with Vincent Pastore and Tony Darrow,
Yep.
and Paul was also part of that. You've worked with Nick Nolte in I Love Trouble, and you've worked with Brooke Shields, and you've worked with
Oh yeah.
Swimmer in The Pallbearer. I mean, you've done so much. And there's a scene right behind you. You look at that when you look at you back then. What do
Yeah.
you think? What do you think about that? What comes to your head really quick?
No, just that I was so young, and it was a great experience. I remember actually doing this scene. I mean, it took us like a whole night to do the scene.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll never forget.
Did they film that on City Island? Because I heard they shot a lot on City Island.
This scene was actually filmed in Astoria, Queens, and then the end of it was filmed in Gravesend in Brooklyn.
Right, right.
So yeah, it was different. But like I said, when I first started acting, I really didn't know the magnitude of what I was into. But now I take acting so much serious
Right.
that when I come to a set, I'm always prepared. I come early. I stay late. I keep my mouth shut and I do my job.
Yeah.
And I just try to be respectful and I just do my job and that's what I do. I'm a professional. I
Yeah.
come and I do what I got to do.
Yeah, that will. You know what? That's what everyone should do. I mean, that's the respect towards the craft and the people that you're working with. My wise Sicilian father used to say to me, I don't care if you love me, but you're gonna respect me.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, you know what it is? Sometimes, it's about the acting, of course, but sometimes it's also about, hitting your mark. You're not overlapping the other actor, staying in the frame of the camera, staying in the light, not blocking the other actor. It's like when I just did this Christmas film, I was working with some great actors, and we did this scene. It was just like a big, long scene. And I had to make sure I was in the camera when I came into the scene.
Right.
And if you're not a seasoned actor and you don't know about camera angles, you know, it takes a while to learn that stuff. And I'm grateful that I know a lot of things about the behind the scenes stuff that I could do.
Right. Well, but yeah, you have to land. You have to land your mark.
Yeah. And if you
Like
don't,
you said, I remember when I was in college, I belonged to the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences, and I went to Queens College, and I won a day on the set of All My Children,
oh,
and the day
wow.
that I went, they were actually blocking that day. So that's when I got to learn about blocking. It was really cool.
I put a little reel in the background so you could see like some of my newer stuff. Like,
Yeah,
I mean, I got reels, I got older reels, I got newer reels. I'll tell you, this business between me and you and everybody else that's listening,
yeah,
whoever wants to be an actor, it's all about reputation and doing the right thing.
yeah. Well,
Because
because
if you say
people,
one wrong thing, you ruin your whole career.
well, that's the whole thing is, and and I know this from acting and doing stand-up comedy, is that you learn who you want to work with and who you don't, who you can rely on and who you can't. So, when you have a good reputation like yourself,
Thank you.
people want to work with you because they know what you're going to bring to the table, Joe.
Yeah, the last film I did, the Christmas one, there was the fifth movie I did with the producers. So it's the fifth time I'm working with them. And, I left the set and they called me the next day like, oh, we miss you on the set. It just makes you feel so good when, you
Yes.
go and you bring, you do good work.
Absolutely. That's called Christmas versus the Walters. And you actually filmed it here on Long Island. You were on Long Island. You and I were like conversing a little bit. And my friend Chris Roach is in that with you. And also Bruce Dern is also in that with you. So, it's a nice holiday movie, which is also a change of pace for you. But like I said, I don't think there's any part that you can't play.
Oh,
Seriously,
thank you.
you
Yeah,
know.
I just need people to give me a chance. They always want me to play angry people. I'm always angry or killers or like mean people.
Right,
I
right,
want to play the nice guy.
right, exactly. Because you want to show your diversity. It's very hard when a person gets stuck in a certain character because that's all everyone could see you playing and only see you playing. That's like, the kids from the Brady Bunch or Butch Patrick, who I had on not that long ago, who played Eddie Munster in the Munsters. You get pigeonholed and you
Oh,
don't
yeah.
get pigeonholed because you're so diverse.
Yep, you're right.
As a
But you
matter
know
of fact,
what? At
speaking
least I'm just grateful that I'm getting work.
that's that amen, because that's the most important thing is being employed.
Yeah,
you
and
know
doing the things exactly.
Listen,
Exactly. It's
Joe,
not that
we're
hard.
going to take my first commercial break. We have to hear from my sponsors. You stay there. Everybody else stay where you are. It's going to be a quick minute and a half. Don't go away. More with Joe D'Onofrio, people, when we come back.
Fortunato's Pizza and Restaurant is located at 719 Hawkins Avenue in Ronkonkoma. They're open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. You can find them on Facebook and Instagram. They do free deliveries to Ronkonkoma, Lake Ronkonkoma, Lake Grove, Center Reach, Nesconsant, Holbrook, and Selden. And they do catering for all occasions. Remember, mention tea time and get 10% off your entire order. So, Fortunato's Pizza. Move you pizza to Fortunato's a Pizza.
So where do you want to go tonight?
Are you bored?
Oh my God.
Hold on tight. We're going to Coasters.
Coasters Tavern is located at 487 Newbridge Road in East Meadow. Their number's 516-557-2222.
Well, hi there, Teresa. It's John York from General Hospital. I am just checking in because apparently you have a great talk show called Tea Time on Strong Island TV. I want you to have continued great success and have a lot of fun. It sounds like you're having a lot of fun, and that's pretty much the key to everything, isn't it? So continued success. I'm proud of you. Have a great day, Teresa. Bye.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Tea Time. I'm so glad you're joining me tonight. I want to thank my sponsor, Fortunato's Pizzeria and Restaurant, located in Ronkonkoma, Long Island. Listen, you mentioned Tea Time, you get 10% off your order. And I love their slogan, Move you pizza to Fortunato's a Pizza. So check them out. Their food is amazingly delicious. They do catering and they do free delivery. So check them out. I also want to thank John York from General Hospital for saying such kind words about Tea Time, because I had his castmate, Carolyn Hennessy, on my show, who plays Diane Miller. And I'm hoping eventually, maybe 2021, I get John York on the show. All right. So I'm talking to actor and comedian. Yes, he does comedy, people, too. Joseph D'Onofrio is in the house, and I'm so happy to have you here. Want to give some quick shout outs to everyone watching the show. Please like it, please share it. Hello, Bruno and Cheryl and Leanne and everyone watching. They all love you, Joe. You're so lovable.
I love them too.
So listen, I want to talk about movies that you've done or you started doing, and then COVID hit and things were put on hold. So I'm going to just shout out a couple of things.
Okay.
I'm going to talk about Silent Partners real quick, because you were in Silent Partners. I had Ciro DiPaggio on my show. I'm going to be having Dave Icovetti on next Monday. Dave Icovetti Jr. and Ciro DiPaggio both wrote this book called Fat Dave Gambino Capo. I'm reading it now because he's coming on next week. And it's basically turned into the movie Silent Partners, which you were a part of. It's based on a true story on Dave's dad. So what can you tell me about that?
Well, first off, I could tell you that I play Dave Jr.
You do? Oh my God, I didn't know that. That's great.
Yeah, and Gary Pastor plays Dave Sr.
Yes.
And Ciro DiPaggio is a great guy and an awesome actor, and I like what he's doing with himself.
Yes, he's kicking ass. He really is. He's doing wonderful, great things. And I'm excited about it. And for him and for you, I think it's going to be amazing. You also did Gravesend. Gravesend is a series. I watched it. It's amazing. You're amazing. Everyone in it is amazing. And it is a series. They're going to be starting to film season 2 in 2021. And you're working with some wonderful people. Tell me who's in Gravesend with you.
Willie DeMayo, Peter Gordio.
Yeah, our friend Peter.
A lot of people, a lot of great people involved. But I'm just grateful that I'm working with William DeMayo again. This is, I think, the third thing I done with him.
Yes.
We did The Wannabes, then we did Back in the Day. Oh no, we did Family Feuds also. And you know, we did a couple of things. We did a video back in the day, and now we're doing Gravesend, and it's a great show.
It is.
Willie DeMeo is a great writer, a great director, and his vision is really good. Everybody, if you haven't seen it, they should go to Amazon Prime right now and watch the first 4 episodes.
Definitely watch it.
Really, really good. I got a clip on in the background of one of my clips that I played.
Yeah.
And you know, Peter Gordio's great in it. Yeah. Everybody's great in it, man. And if you watch the show, you're gonna want to know what happened in episode 5.
More. I want more. I definitely want more, Joe.
Oh, man.
The Family's Feud also. I think Peter Gordio also was in that, also with you, and William. And I think you shot that in Rhode Island, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
With my boy Buster Bruce Scotia. He's the man, Bruce. Bruce is really good guy. He's another guy. I remember it was funny because Bruce had sent me the script. And he's like, I got a script. Can you read it for me?
Yeah.
Let me know what you like. I was like, all right. So he sent me the script and I fell in love with it.
Yeah.
And I was talking to him on the phone and I was like, I think you should reach out to William DeMeo because I think he'd be perfect for one of the parts.
Right.
And then he reached out to William DeMeo and he told me that he was reaching out to him. And then Willie came on board and Willie took, really took an interest in the script and really liked it like I did. And then he brought everybody else on board. And it's going to be a classic, man. It's like Gangsters Meet the Hillbillies.
It's great.
And just working with Willie on that, it was just like, it was unbelievable. And working with Louie, it was like, came to the set and we got it done. It was like 2 takes and out of here.
It's the best. Isn't that the best?
That's why I love working with I wish now it's like a dream come true to work with Willie every day.
Yeah.
Go to work and work with him every day.
Yeah.
My life would be complete. I'm telling you.
And it's also nice, Joe, when you don't have to audition for something.
Well, to be honest with you, this is the first thing I didn't audition for. I auditioned for Wannabes. I auditioned for back in the day.
Really?
Gravesend, he reached out to me and he offered me the part.
Right.
And it was great that he offered the part. And then he actually made the part a little bigger. Yeah. And now he says he's expanding it into episode 5. And I'm grateful for that. And, and I'm going to come and I'm going to give it my all, man. And the show's a classic. It's going to be an epic show when they're all done with it.
Yeah, it is. It's amazing. I can't wait. And then you did the 5th Borough. What's that?
Well, the 5th Borough, I wasn't actually in the 5th Borough. No. I was in the trailer. I did a trailer of the 5th Borough a couple of years ago. And then when they did the movie, they didn't ask me back to do the part. So I don't know what happened. I guess maybe they recasted the part. But I'm happy that they made it. And I'm happy for Steve. And I'm happy that they made it happen. I mean,
that's kind of what happened with Cruz. Cruz was all recasted too. It was originally called Franny Lou.
Yeah.
And they recasted it, right?
Yeah, I actually did the trailer for Cruz too. And I never got casted in the movie. But it's okay. I mean, I'm just grateful that I did the trailer. And,
What about Almost Made?
Almost Made was a pilot that I did up in upstate New York with Paul Bagese and a couple other good people, Louis Venaria and this guy Jim and Ronaldo. It's a great concept. I thought it was good. And hopefully they're going to put it together and they're going to pitch it. And hopefully we'll see it.
I know. You keep your fingers crossed and you say a prayer, Joe. I mean, I'm doing 3 indies and a pilot now. And it's like, you hope it takes off. It's called a pilot because you hope it takes off the ground.
Yeah, the thing I'm most excited for out of everything that I'm doing now and everything I did, the thing that I'm most excited about is Gravesend because I feel like I grew up in Gravesend. So it's like it's a part of me, that show.
Yeah.
So it's like it's great to be involved and all my friends are doing it. Yeah. So it's like, it's a blessing just to go to work and hang out with friends. But also I got a couple other movies I did before the pandemic. I got The Wrong Path with C. Thomas Howell.
I have that down. C. Thomas Howell. I love him. He was from The Outsiders.
Yeah, it's Judy San Roman produced that. And she's a great producer. She's from Long Island also. Good friend and great producer. This is like the 3rd, 4th movie I did with her. We did Rich Man, Poor Girl. We did The Brawler. And she's really a nice lady. And we got the birthday cake
The
You got
birthday
the birthday
cake.
cake down there?
Yes, I have it written down. Tell me about the birthday cake.
That's with Val Kilmer, Lorraine Bracco, Vincent Pastore, Nikki Val from Green Book, great actor, Anthony Magano. It was an awesome thing. That was these guys from LA made it. Ethan McGregor, I mean, Paul Savino. I mean, when I got that part, I was grateful that I auditioned for that too. And Paul Borghese actually helped me with the audition. I did like a self tape.
Yeah. Well, that's what we're doing these days. That's all we're doing is doing self tapes and submitting them.
Well, this was before the pandemic. I was doing 3 Days Rising upstate New York with Mickey Rourke and Vince Young and Paul Borghese and Willie DeMeo. And I got a call from my agent and they're like, "Hey, we got an audition for the birthday cake." I read the audition. It was for like a 60-year-old guy. And I was like, "I'm reading for a 60-year-old guy." And my agent was like, "Just read it. You never know what happens." And I ended up getting the part.
You see, you never know. You never know. That's great. What about Forget About It?
I don't know what's happening with Forget About It. That was a film that was supposed to happen like 2-3 years ago. And I don't know, to be honest with you, a lot of people have films and have scripts and they're making these movies. And, something happens, like the paperwork falls through, the money falls through. But, and it doesn't happen. But I think it's going to happen sooner or later. They have a lot of good people involved. Like, the script is amazing. And, I'm just waiting for them to either get the funds. They said they had the funds. So I don't know. Maybe they're waiting on.
That's that Italian disease, Joe. My funds are low.
Yeah. I mean, they said they had the funds. But I mean, I don't know, maybe the paperwork or something fell through. But I'm just waiting and I'm grateful if it does happen. And when it does happen, that I have a part and,
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, listen, we're going to take another quick break. Everyone stay where you are. More with Joe D'Onofrio when we come back. Don't go away.
Thank you.
So where do you want to go tonight?
Why don't we go to Coasters?
Oh, cool. I heard it's a great place. Let's check it out.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Oh my
God. Coasters Tavern is located at 487 New Bridge Road in East Meadow. Their number's 516-557-2222. Fortunato's Pizza and Restaurant is located at 719 Hawkins Avenue in Ronkonkoma. They're open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. You can find them on Facebook and Instagram. They do free deliveries to Ronkonkoma, Lake Ronkonkoma, Lake Grove, Center Reach, Nesconstant, Holbrook, and Selden. And they do catering for all occasions. Remember, mention Tea Time and get 10% off your entire order. So, Fortunato's Pizza. Move you pizza to Fortunato's a Pizza.
How you doing? It's Sal the Voice Valentinetti. Why are you watching me? You should be watching Teresa Canastraci Tea Time with Teresa Canastraci Farrell. And make sure you follow Teresa on Facebook, Tea Time with Teresa Canastraci Farrell. We'll see you there.
I love the way you say my name. I love it.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Tea Time. I'm so glad you're joining me tonight. Last Monday in 2020, woohoo! Everyone's looking forward to 2021. I want to thank my sponsor, Fortunato's Pizzeria and Restaurant in Ronkonkoma, Long Island. They deliver to 5 surrounding towns. If you mention Tea Time, you get 10% off your order. Their slogan is "Move your pizza to Fortunato's a Pizza." And I want to thank Sal, the Voice Valentinetti, for that special shout out to Tea Time. Sal and I were in Bat Boy, a Yankee Miracle together, and he's down in Florida now, staying nice and warm. So I'm a little jelly, but I'm glad he's having a good time down there. So listen, I want to thank everyone for liking the show, sharing the show, watching the show. Hello, Bruno, my love. And I'm back with Joseph D'Onofrio, and he's an actor, he's a comedian. You've seen him in many, many movies. You've actually also seen him on TV because Joe was on Third Watch. He was on Law and Order, America's Most Wanted, 30 Rock, Are We There Yet? And Are We There Yet was a comedy. And
Yeah.
you're very funny.
Thank you.
You knew when to hit those lines. The timing was great, and you were on there for a while, right?
25 episodes.
But yeah, that's a nice amount. And then you decided, because how we connected through Facebook was through stand-up. You decided you wanted to do and give yourself a shot at stand-up comedy. And I want to know, listen, some people, look, I know I'm a woman, I was born a woman, but some people say, Teresa, you got bigger balls than most men, because I'm very aggressive, I'm assertive, I got a big Italian mouth, and I like to get things done. So it takes cojones to get up on stage and try to make people laugh, Joe. And as you know, it's very different from acting, whether it's in front of a camera or a live audience, but you did have that experience with the live studio audience. So I think that might have helped you when you got up on stage to do comedy. But what made you decide to do that?
Well, what happened was one of my friends was a stand-up comedian. And he told me one day, he's like, Joe, I bet you can't do stand-up.
Oh.
And I was like, really? What makes you say that? He goes, because it's different than acting. Like he was trying to like show me up or something like, I don't know. It was weird. Like I'm hanging out. And next thing you know, this guy's like, hey, you're a great actor. You've been in a lot of movies and TV, but I bet you can't do stand-up.
Wow.
And I looked at him. I was like, dude, are you okay? I mean, you need another drink or something? He's like, no. He's like, serious. You think you could do stand-up? I was like, dude, I mean, I never thought of it, but I'm pretty sure I could do it. He goes, yeah, you think you could? Then I want you to do it. And I was like, I looked at him. I was like, I mean, well, it depends. What are you paying me? And he's like, what do you mean, what am I paying you? I said, yeah. I said, I'm not going to go do stand-up if you're not going to give me a little paper or whatever.
Little scuttle.
He's like, yeah, you got to do it for the art. And I was like, listen. You know, and then I said to him, I said, you know what? I said, you know what? Maybe I'll do it. Because he got me thinking. I felt like it was a message from God that maybe I should do it.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I told him okay. And then, I don't know. It was weird. I mean, I didn't see the guy for like 2 months. And then the next thing you know, I see him at like a party. And I see him and I'm like, hey, dude, what's up? He's like, hey, what's up? I said, what happened? I thought we were doing stand-up.
Right.
I said, you talk and talk and talk. And what happened to doing the stand-up? He goes, what, you really want to do it? I was like, yeah, I really want to do it.
Yeah.
All right, let me make a phone call. Makes a phone call. You're booked for Dangerfield, July 17th. Start selling tickets. I was like, all right, let's do it. And then I'll never forget the first time I did it. I was a little nervous. But once I got up on stage, you know, it came to me and I just did it. I remember getting off the stage.
Joe, did you get up there cold or did you write a small set? Like what?
No, I had like bullet points and, you know, things like stories I was telling.
Okay.
And the first time I did it, I did 8 minutes. But I could have did more. They only gave me 8 minutes.
All right,
But I
good.
could have did like 15. Because when I got off stage, I was like, damn, I had like 3 more jokes I could have told. But the owner comes up to me and he's like, was that your first time? I was like, yeah. He was like, wow. He goes, looks like you've been doing this a long time. I was like, I don't know. I guess I just, you know, I loved it. And ever since then, you know, I started doing it and I really like it a lot. I haven't done it. My last show was July 25th.
My last show was actually at Dangerfields. March 9th was my last show in a comedy club. You know, I'm not talking about Zoom or like, you know, remember rave parties where you had to go underground to go to parties?
Oh, yeah.
People holding down these comedy, like underground stuff where, you know, it's all hush hush, but this is where we're going to be tonight. So show up in a couple of minutes. You know, it's like, you know, a lot of people who aren't in New York right now and are watching from other states, New York, everything has to be shut down at 10 o'clock at night in the state of New York. So I know I'm staying home New Year's Eve because there's no point of going out and having to be home by 10 anyway. But, but if you go to do a comedy show or you try to do something, okay, everybody out, 9:45, we got to lock the doors by 10 o'clock. And that's not happening. I know a lot of comics who are going outside of New York to do shows, whether they're doing it in Jersey or Connecticut or Florida, they're going out of state. But here in New York, everything's closing at 10 o'clock. Now, have you done any Zoom shows? Because that seems to be popular now.
I did a Zoom show in July, and I did like a outdoor drive-in comedy show.
Yeah.
And that was about it. I actually just did an interview with Al that owns Broadway Comedy Club, and he said he's not opening yet.
Yeah, Al Martin's great. I had him on the show.
I love Al, man. He's great. He just wrote a book. They're doing the story of his life.
Yes, I had him on. We talked about the book. And you know what's great about Al, and I told him that, is he was a comedian before he was a club owner. And he can empathize and sympathize with all us comics. You know what I'm saying? Because he's been there, he's done that. And I think that makes a huge difference, being there and doing it before he owned a club. But yeah, he's got a great story to tell. And yeah, you were on the show with Peter.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. I got a lot of respect for stand-up comedians. I mean, it's hard. I mean, it's very different than acting, like my friend did say, because, it's not like you do a scene and then you cut. I mean, you got to ride the laugh. If you don't get a laugh, you got to go to the next joke. You got to know when the laugh dies down to say the next joke. I mean, I like to interact with the audience. So it was pretty hard doing a Zoom show because I just went from joke to joke to joke. I actually felt like I was bombing out. So it was kind of weird.
Yeah.
Because it's great when you're in a live audience, it's so much different.
Yeah, no, it's the Zoom shows. Look, I've been telling all my guests, everyone right now is trying to stay relevant, trying to keep busy, trying to work, and a lot of people are doing a lot of Zoom shows. Look, Broadway isn't going to come back until the spring, we hope, and I know they're even doing Zoom shows and trying to, keep everyone's spirits up, and we all need to laugh right now. I mean, if everyone needs to laugh, it's definitely now. And I've written some stuff for COVID over this time, and I just want to know from you, because it's such a different. You like you said, you fell into acting and you weren't really into it. Do you feel like you wish you could have started stand-up earlier in your career, or are you happy that it happened when it did?
Well, everything in life happens for a reason, so
amen.
Whatever happens. But I mean, with the COVID, I'm very careful. I wear my mask. I don't go to large gatherings, and I try to stay away from people. If I'm near people, I try to stay away from them, and I make sure they wear their mask. I mean, I just got the shoot I did in Long Island. We were tested every other day, and we wore masks. And everybody was very careful. And thank God nobody got it. I think it was an 18-day shoot. And out of 18 days, nobody got it. Even craft service and food, everything was packaged individually. Like when you went for dinner, they gave it to you in like a little Tupperware and a little bag with your stuff, and then you walked away. And everything was in containers. And, if you wanted craft service, somebody was there and they gave it to you, and they wore gloves and they washed hands. And, it was really good.
Now, what were you doing or working on right before COVID hit that kind of came to a complete stop for you, and has it resumed since?
To be honest with you, I don't even remember really. It was so far back from then. I think Family Feuds, The Almost Made, everything that was supposed to get shut down, we did. When it came back.
Yeah.
Almost Made was like the first project that they filmed in New York. The guy Jim got the okay from your union. I think it was the first thing that actually got done. And and then after that we did Family Feuds. And now we did the Christmas movie.
Right.
I did a couple other things, thank God.
Is there anybody that you haven't worked with that you want to work with in the future?
Everybody. Sylvester Stallone, Danny Trejo, Andrew Dice Clay I want to work with. I heard he's going to be on Gravesend, so I'll be excited if he's in a scene with me.
Yeah, Dice was at Governor's when they were open. I wasn't there that night, I don't think. Of course, he sold out. But I know he's very close with Roseanne. They worked a lot together, especially in California. They do a lot of work together. But yeah, Dice is from Brooklyn, and he was always at Pips. That was his house. Pips was his house. And I remember, because when I started comedy, I started back in the 90s, the early 90s. And my last name back then was Manzo. And I said, I'm going to do Pips. And they're like, oh, wow, you're brave. And I'm like, why? And they're like, it is the toughest crowd in New York. If you can make people laugh at Pips, then you know that you're funny and you could probably make people laugh anywhere else. And I was kind of nervous. There aren't too many females, especially back then in comedy. And I got up, I did my thing. A lot of it was about being Italian, growing up Italian, everything with Italian. So thank God everyone in the audience can relate to it. And I did good. I didn't get booed off the stage. They actually laughed and chuckled. So I was like really happy with it. I was hoping Dice showed up that night, but he didn't. And unfortunately, Pips is one of the many clubs in New York, that are gone now,
Yeah, I know.
What other clubs did you do? Because you did New York Comedy Club, right? Is that the only one you did?
No, I did Dangerfields twice. I did Broadway Comedy Club twice. I did Atlantic City. I did Bally's. I did. I was supposed to do New York stand up. I did Zoom, and that's about it. I think.
How was AC? How was doing AC?
It was good. It was at Bally's. It was at I forgot the name of the club. Those guys are great up there. Ray Vasquez and all those guys.
Yeah.
Steve Rinaldi and a couple other guys up there. Really nice, man. It's fun.
And how many minutes have you gotten up to from your first 8 minutes that you started with?
I do like 15 to 20. Oh, yeah, Staten Island. Excuse me. I did Staten Island, too. I did like a diner in Staten Island.
Listen, when you're a comic, as long as there's a crowd, you don't care what kind of venue it is. I did Ben's Jewish Deli in Bayside a year ago, and I tell you the truth, it was great. It was beautiful. They had a back room. It was private. Everyone paid for dinner and a show, and it was me and two other comics. They loved me. How can they not? A was funny, and B, I do my Italian grandmother, where I come out in a gray wig, and I get very dirty being an Italian. My Italian grandmother gets away with a lot more stuff than what I could say. So they loved her, and it was great. So you never say no to a stage, right?
No, I mean it depends. I might say no once in a while. It depends what mood I'm in.
That's true. Tell me about you getting together with I'm not going to say it right. Is it the Mob Con where you get together?
Oh yeah. I didn't do the Mob Con. I didn't sign up for that, but I did Chilla, which was in Jersey. I just did something in New Jersey. I do autograph shows here and there. People come and they, they bring memorabilia and they bring posters, and they want you to sign them. Some of these guys have like posters from like Goodfellas that like every single person in Goodfella signed. And me and the guy Chris Cerrone, who played young Henry Hill.
Yeah,
he's the one who got me into that because he does it. And then we did one with a couple of guys from the Bronx Tale out in LA. We did one in Chicago, and the girl Tyrell Hicks, who played Jane, Louis Veneria. It's fun. It's great to meet the fans and meet the collectors.
Yeah,
and it's just fun to mingle with them and make friends.
Yeah,
really nice. But the movie Mob Con, the guy Michael's doing that. It's going to be a great show. The guy Michael's great. And the people that are putting it on is great. It's just that at the time of the show, I was busy doing something else, so I couldn't do it. I don't know about the next show because I don't know when the next show is, and they haven't contacted me. But maybe I might do the next show. I'm not sure. But a great bunch of guys who are doing it.
Yeah, and it's nice to see everybody who you have worked with in the past. It's kind of like a reunion.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, it's fun to see all the people. I try to stay in touch with the people I worked with, and who I've been in movies and films and TVs with. All nice guys, man. It's great.
Yeah, it's nice. It's really, it's just a nice thing. And, to see how many people love the movie, and then they love you and the character you portrayed, and because everyone's like, oh my god, because my brother's a big fan, my brother Sal, and and everyone's like, oh yeah, 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 I loved him as Slick, or he was great as Tommy, and it's kind of like it becomes part of you, I guess.
Yeah, people love it, man. I'm grateful when people, they come up to me and they like my work and they say nice things. I mean, it's nice that I appreciate that. And if
Yeah,
you're looking at my background now, I got the movie back in the day on there with Willie DeMeo
yeah,
and me. I played Maddie in that,
great movie,
and
great
Willie
movie.
played the
I loved it.
boxer. And if anybody has Amazon, they should definitely go watch that. And Wannabes. I mean, I remember doing Wannabes with Willie, man. It was so great. I played the evil gangster's son. And this I played his best friend, so it was great to do
Yeah,
something different. And even in the Gravesend, it's like my character is different than I usually play,
great.
so it was really fun to play something different. And I can't wait to get back on the set and do some more.
Yeah, yeah. I hear you. I really hear you. Well, listen, I want to thank everyone for watching the show. Please like it. Please share it. We're going to take my last commercial break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with Joseph D'Onofrio.
Fortunato's Pizza and Restaurant is located at 719 Hawkins Avenue in Ronkonkoma. They're open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. You can find them on Facebook and Instagram. They do free deliveries to Ronkonkoma, Lake Ronkonkoma, Lake Grove, Center Reach, Nesconsin, Holbrook, and Selden. And they do catering for all occasions. Remember, mention tea time and get 10% off your entire order. So, Fortunato's Pizza. Move you pizza to Fortunato's a Pizza.
So where do you want to go tonight?
Are you bored?
Oh my god!
Hold on tight. We're gonna coast this.
Coaster's Tavern is located at 487 Newbridge Road in East Meadow. Their number's 516-557-2222.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Tea Time. Thank you for joining me tonight. It's the last Monday of the new year. I don't know what everyone's doing this New Year's Eve, but I think a lot of people are going to be home watching the ball drop like me. I want to thank my sponsor, Fortunato's Pizzeria and Restaurant, located in Ronkonkoma, Long Island. They deliver to surrounding areas around them. Mention Tea Time, get 10% off your order. Their garlic knots are delicious. My favorite dish there is the chicken zing. If you like chicken with like a little zing, they put pepperoncinis in it. It's so good. Their eggplant is amazing. All their food is great there. And their slogan is "Move your pizza to Fortunato's a Pizza." So call them for free delivery, catering. You won't regret it, seriously. And I want to just also thank Coasters, who has been with me for the last 2 years, as a sponsor. And what else? And I want to get back. Hello, Australia's in the house. Hey, everybody. Thank you for watching and tuning in. Please like the show. Please share it. I'm with Joseph D'Onofrio. He's an actor and he's a comedian. The man has done stand-up comedy, okay? And when you get up in front of a live audience and make people laugh, it is the hardest thing to do. And kudos to you for doing it and taking that challenge, Joe. That's what I'm telling you right now.
Thank you, Jennifer. But I want to let everybody know I also got a show I did called Street Smart with Tony Welch. That's an excellent show that you've got to see. And there's also a show on Amazon Prime. It's called Mark's Place.
Mark's?
TIA. I play a private eye. It's a guy named Sonny V from Philly made it. We shot it in Palm Springs. It was great.
Nice.
We also got 3 Days Rising with Mickey Rourke. We got The Wrong Path, like I said, Judy San Roman. And we got Made in Chinatown. We got, what else? Syracuse coming on too. It's on Amazon Prime right now. So maybe check those out. I don't want to miss anybody, because if I miss somebody, they might beat me up later.
I want to give a shout out.
Be beat up.
No one's gonna beat you up. I want to give a shout out to Paul Borghese for you hooking him up with me. I want to thank my good friend Peter Gaudio because I love him to death, and you also worked with him.
Wait. What did you say? Did you say that I hooked you up with Paul Borghese?
No, not in that.
Wait, I'm the guy who got him on the show, right?
Yes, you. What happened was
I'm getting credit and Paul Borghese on the show.
Joe, you were supposed to do the show. Something happened that you couldn't do the show, and you gave me a laundry list. You're like, I'm going to help you out. I'm going to help you out. And Paul came to my rescue. So Paul and I thanked you when I had him on the show. We both thanked you. And now that you're on my show, now I can say thank you. It was a great interview. He's a great guy. And I'm hoping, listen.
He is a great director and a nice guy. And I hope he directs me in something else.
Great. Listen to me.
Like seeing him in something else. And also, you got to watch Remember Me.
Remember Me.
Denise Bowling. She's an interviewer also. She's a great interviewer. We did the 12 Days of Christmas.
Yes. And I want to, listen, I'm putting it out into the universe. I'm hoping 2021, I get to work with you. Hope I get to work with Paul. And I hope I get to work with my sweetheart, the person I've known since I'm a kid.
So come on, let's do a little improv.
Peter Gaudio.
Let's do a little audition, okay? Let's say we're at Pastels right now.
Oh!
You're in Gravesend, and you're at the bar, okay? You ready?
Sure, we got 3 minutes. I want to make sure that people...
Here we go. You ready?
Go ahead.
Hey, sweetheart, you want to dance?
I don't know. Can you keep up with me?
Whoa. Have a good night, sweetheart. I'll see you later. Bye.
Ciao.
Go ahead, do your ending.
All right, listen, we've got 3 minutes left. I want to thank everyone for tuning into Tea Time. This is my last show for 2020. And you know what? I can't think of a better guest, Joe. Seriously. You know, you and I have been communicating through Facebook and through phone, texting, calling. We spoke on the phone. It means a lot to me for you to take the time out and spend this time with me. So I want to really deeply from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Thank you for doing this for me.
It means a lot to me that you picked me to be on your show.
Yeah, well, I was a little persistent, wasn't I?
No, you weren't.
No, I wasn't.
That asked me, and I couldn't do it because certain things happened. I got sick.
I know.
I called you. I said, listen, I have an opening. Let's make it happen because...
You're making it happen, Joe. And listen, I want people to be able to follow you, watch you. I know you're on Instagram at Joseph D'Onofrio Official. You're on Twitter at Joseph D'Onofrio 7. Where else can people watch you, find you, follow you? Let them know.
Joseph D'Onofrio.
On Facebook.
I love when people share my pictures, comment on my pictures, like my pictures. If you want to help me out, you do that. People get mad at me because they say, oh, why do you ask people to like and comment? I'm like, listen, we help each other out. I love commenting on people. We got to support each other and help each other out.
Absolutely.
And I'm grateful that you had me on the show. I'll never forget it.
Oh, Joe, listen, I have an open door here. You could come back anytime you want, plug anything you want. Did that sound right?
I'm coming in.
Oh, no.
I'm going to plug something.
Okay. And you let everyone know what you're doing. You could come back anytime you want. I want to thank everyone. Hello, Bonnie Scalisi. Hello, Alice and Tina. Listen, thank you, everyone, for watching this show. Tea Time, I had an amazing year with Strong Island Television. I am looking forward to 2021. I have on such great guests coming on. Joseph, God bless you. Have a happy and a healthy new year. Stay right there. Don't go away. Everybody else, I will see you next week in 2021. Ciao, everybody.
Ciao, everyone. Thank you.